Double busy, getting busy, Yo, 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 what's up, it's me, double busy. Alright, so here's King Nuno the Great of Portugal. Now, because he is a steward and avaricious, because gold is the highest calling of any nobleman he can possibly imagine, he created a republic, the Grand Mayor of Seville, and Flaine is currently the Grand Mayor. So, as we conquer, we're going to get Seville and give it to the Grand Mayor. Originally, he thought that he would be a learned mayor and be able to teach his children and help convert all of these heathens off to the south and the east. But being a republic, the mayor probably gets elected, so we'll see how that goes down. Our personal holdings are limited to the 4 castles here in the Duchy of Portugal. Our son-in-law, is that our son-in-law? Yeah, he's still there. Duke Cisnando is now the Duke of Coimbra instead of just Count. Our son, Infante Xoaos Núñez, Xoaos is now the Duke of Beja. And then one of our knights, Duke Martin, who is a marshal, became the Duke of Algarve. So we have our steward, our chancellor, and our marshal. And then we thought we would get some learning, but that's always going to end up being bishops. Now, one nice thing I've learned is that if you don't like your bishop, you can do something kind of a little bit sneaky, like you can find, let's find somebody that's one of his vassals. Okay, show me one of your vassals. How about this mayor? You got any children? No. Okay, find a vassal who has some children. Oh my goodness. How about you? Nope, that's the same guy. How about you? There we go. And you can offer guardianship, and you can use the bishop here. So he's a 13 learning. Where is he? There he is right there. He'll move to go stay there. He'll go away, and then you'll get a new archbishop. So that was something new I learned. Thank you to Duikang? That's where I learned that from. Now, I still have a ton of money because of all of my stewardship perks and asking the Pope for money and all that kind of stuff. So, what I'm doing is building and creating constant incomes of tax. However, for my duchy building, I am going to go with the military academy, I think. Well, Royal Preserves is very interesting because of the development growth and the tax. Leisure Palaces is interesting because of the stress, the scheme success chances. But knights are very, very effective in battle. And none of these other buildings that are down here end up giving you knights. Even if you get all the way up here, I don't see knights. Same for all the others. Even the military camps don't give you knights. So for this duchy building, I'm going to go with the one that gives us knights. And then by the end, we'll end up having 6 extra knights. That's very powerful military-wise. I'll have to wait until... Oh, I don't have the burrs? Well, since my domain limit is full, and that's fine, I'm going to go ahead and switch to do burrs, because I really want that duchy building. While I'm waiting for the burrs cultural innovation, I'm going to go ahead and construct a new building. All of these give the same amount of tax. Walls and Towers is focused on defense. Pastoral Lands is focused on a little bit of troops. Notice the development growth 2%, but Hunting Grounds will end up giving you that as well. And a lot of light cavalry, and that's something very important for us because of the caballeros. So, Hunting Grounds. I successfully fabricated a hook on Sheikh Abdallah, spreading lies in his court, and then stepping up myself to pretend like I was defending him. Now I can demand payment for that hook. I usually like these peasant revolts because I end up getting marshals and knights out of it by asking them to convert. But when they're a zealot, there's nothing more you can do. So, burn at the stake. And it makes sure that people fear me. I have spent many a day in Guimarães praying to God. There can never be too many warriors dedicated to defending the true faith. I will honor St. George by giving those who would serve a home and arms. Sweet. So now that's not only created by us, that's in our home county. So we are always going to have that Catholic Holy Order, which means they're always no cost. And maybe when they start asking for territory, they'll ask for territory that we have and can actually give them, and they'll start taking it. In our most recent war, the Aftasid Duchy is now part of our realm. But, given that he's Muwaladi, I think I might figure out a way to revoke that title and give it to the Grand Mayor. My grandson, Sisnando II, conquered the Duchy of Badajoz, but has fractured his lands. He's given Lorenzo, a Lollard, 2 counties, as well as Geraldo, 2 counties. Count Fernando's son, while only 1 year old, is already slow, and Count Fernando is not going to be a good enough marshal or diplomat for my son. Count Trastimero will become the Duke of Badajoz, and then Duke Sisnando can be the Chancellor for my son. King Nuno of Portugal has found peace in Christ's embrace at 67 years of age in December of 1100. He died of old age. A conscientious man, he was renowned for his excellent skills as a steward and ruler. However, he was also known for being an extortionist and a tyrant. King Xoaos ascends to the throne, a true sadist many fear for what the realm will turn into under his rule. Portugal has expanded greatly under King Nuno. Can King Xoaos maintain that progress? King Nuno was exalted among men and a paragon of virtue, so the second highest rank in both. And he ruled for 34 years. King Xoaos is generous, making him diplomatic, calm, giving him even more diplomacy, but he's also sadistic, a sin to Catholics, giving him a little bit of intrigue. He's a grey eminence. He has the forder trait. He is a drunkard. And he's also a pilgrim. He has excellent diplomacy. He has a whole bunch of titles. Unfortunately, his little 1-year-old brother has the county of Bragança, but he'll probably be taking that back to help, quote-unquote, help his little brother out. Queen Aracinda is generous, lazy, brave, a charismatic negotiator, and also quick. She's a fornicator, as you can see, several children that aren't necessarily all ours. So she can help us with diplomacy and stewardship. Our heir is Xoaos, a 6-year-old boy. Let's go ahead and educate him ourselves. Diplomacy is good. I still like stewardship better, though. So I'm going to try to find somebody who is a steward. You know what? I'm going to raise him myself, and then at the very end, switch him to stewardship and see how that works. I'm going to focus on duty to make sure opinion in my court with my guests is high and be able to demand payment for hooks in the future. My wife is going to help me with court politics, as well as Chancellor Grand Mayor Flain. Sisnando will be my steward. Duke Gonzalo is my spymaster, and I don't have a good marshal as any of my vassals. So my focus right now will be to keep opinion high early on and to sway Giordano in order to get his acceptance and support, his endorsement. On second thought, Sisnando will be my chancellor, although he's average. That allows Trastimero to be my steward, and Grand Mayor Flain to be my marshal, even though he's a poor marshal. He's the best of the group. Alright, I'm pretty much getting my butt handed to me in this peasant uprising, and the Fatimid Sultanate of Egypt allied with them. So I think my best chance is to come over here and help my ally, lay siege, gain loot, get prisoners, and then use that money to buy mercenaries. Well, my 7-year-old daughter, we need an ally. Duke Hughes of Burgundy is currently not in a war, and he'll matrilineally marry his son Tybalt to my daughter. Tybalt's second in line, so hey, there's a chance. 2 allies and 4 battles later, and I have been able to barely defeat them. Now that I have made sure my son is compassionate, temperate, and, well, it's okay that he's shy. He'll have a hard time inviting knights, but he can use the ladies of court to get them married. I'll have Archbishop Gonçalo teach him how to be a philosopher. Alright, in 1110, we are finally done with all of our wars. There's what Barcelona looks like. Galicia has blobbed and expanded, surrounding Castile. We have expanded. All of us together are pushing them out, but then it's going to be hard to create the empire. We still have a lot of faction problems and move a lot of populists, so we're going to have to keep an eye out for that. Our son has come of age, and he's an insightful thinker. Yeah, that's okay. That'll be good for when he grows up. Now, what we should do is give him some titles so that he can go into that learning. So let's get him married to somebody. And this is going to be very nice. 17-year-old Duke Gonzalo's sister. She has very high learning, so that will help convert the faiths. Gives us some prestige and an alliance. Very nice. To set up my son, I'm going to go ahead and revoke Bragança from my half-brother. Since I'm 2 holdings over, I don't want to give my son 2 counties. Well, yeah, I'll go ahead and give him Alcácer do Sal as his capital. It's a nice and relatively peaceful county compared to others. And then I'll also grant him Évora and see if he can convert them. Alright. Good luck, son. Alright, November 11/11, things have finally calmed down. Portugal is pretty big. The only real problems we're having is that Cisnando's kids hold these 2, and the Duke of Badajoz only has a single county, and I had to stop them from warring with each other. Galicia is pretty big, Barcelona's pretty big. We're doing pretty well. My son is doing well. My 2 daughters are being taken care of by the Pope, so I can get some opinion with him and ask him for money more often. I broke my betrothals to the dukes up here because, well, actually, they died and then the alliances were lost, so why bother getting them betrothed? So those 2 daughters are eventually going to grow up and I'll be able to marry them off either for alliances or for knights. The knights are actually looking not so good. My lowest knights are down here at 8s and 9s. But rather than spend money, I'm just going to wait to find more ladies of age. Alright, that's pretty good for this episode. I'll see you in the next one. Double busy, getting busy, do.